The morning light arrives, yet we remain in darkness, reaching for distraction instead of nourishment. The food you eat first doesn't just shape your day, it builds your reality. What if that first choice could bring clarity and purpose? The final insight I will share is not about a meal at all. It is the key to unlocking your potential. Do not miss it. Awakening energy. To begin the day is not a matter of force. It is not an act of violence against the slumber of the night. It is a gentle invitation, a gradual unfolding, like a flower opens to the sun. And the first thing that we should invite into our bodies, into this temple that houses our mind and spirit, is not something heavy or complex. It is the simple, profound gift of warm water. This is perhaps the most important food of all. Why warm? Because the body has been at rest, in a state of quiet repair. The internal organs, the digestive fire, it is all like slumbering embers. To douse it with cold water would be a shock, a contraction. It sends a message of alarm, of survival. But warmth is a signal of kindness. It is a gentle rinsing of the system, a waking of the digestive tract that says, it is time, but we will do this with care. It does not demand immediate work. It prepares the ground. This simple act, before any solid food is consumed, is a ritual of purification. It clears the path. It flushes away the residues of the night's metabolic processes and rehydrates the cells after many hours without liquid. We are, after all, beings of water. Our vitality, our clarity, our very consciousness is dependent on this essential element. To begin the day by replenishing it is to honor our fundamental nature. Think of it not as just drinking, but as an act of conscious transition. You are moving from the world of dreams and restoration to the world of action and intention. This warm water is the bridge. As you drink it, feel its path. Feel the gentle heat spreading through your core, a soft awakening. It is a moment of pure presence. There is nothing else but you, the cup, and the water. This is the first mindfulness practice of the day. And what can be added to this water? Perhaps a small squeeze of lemon. The lemon, in its essence, helps to alkalize the body, to further support the gentle cleansing process. It is a subtle assistance, not an overpowering flavor. The purpose is not to create a beverage of entertainment, but a liquid of function and intention. The purpose is to prepare the body for what is to come. When you perform this simple act every single morning, you establish a foundation of stability. You tell your body and your mind that the day begins not with chaos, not with the demands of the external world, but with an internal act of care, of self-respect. This is not about a health hack. This is a practice of self-mastery. Before you conquer the world, you must first greet yourself with kindness. The first meal you see is not of food, but of awareness. This liquid energy is the very start of it. It sets the tone for everything that follows, preparing the vessel for true, sustained nourishment. The way we start anything often determines its entire course. A rushed and chaotic beginning rarely leads to a calm and focused journey. This first act of consuming warm water is a declaration. It declares that you are taking ownership of your inner state before engaging with the outer world. You are cleansing the vessel before you ask it to perform. This small, seemingly insignificant ritual becomes a pillar of your day. It is a non-negotiable act of connection to yourself. All the complex foods, the elaborate diets, they are of little use if the body is not prepared to receive them. If the inner pathways are not clear, nourishment cannot be properly absorbed. So we start here, with the simplest, most fundamental act of all. We awaken the energy with humility and with care, setting the stage for a day lived with intention and not by accident. It is the first step on the path of awareness, a path that you choose with every sip. Sustaining foundation. After awakening the system, we must provide it with a stable base. The first solid meal should not be a source of volatility. It should be a foundation upon which the day's mental and physical activities can be built with confidence. What does this mean? It means choosing a food that offers slow, sustained energy, not a quick, sharp spike that is inevitably followed by a crash. So many of the common morning foods in the modern world are built upon sugar and refined flours. They give a momentary illusion of energy, a brief flight, but it is an empty promise. It destabilizes the blood sugar, it fogs the mind, and it creates a craving for more of the same. It is a cycle of dependency, not of empowerment. To build a true foundation, we must look to the earth. We must look to whole grains, prepared simply, things like millet or oatmeal or quinoa. These are not foods of excitement. They are foods of stability. Their gift is not a sudden burst, but a long, gentle release of energy. Think of a log fire versus a flash of gunpowder. We are building a fire to last the entire morning, to keep the mind clear and the body capable without distraction. When you eat a bowl of warm, cooked grains, you are providing your body with complex carbohydrates, fiber, and essential nutrients that are released slowly into your bloodstream. This physical stability translates directly into mental stability. A balanced body supports a balanced mind. When your energy is stable, your focus is not pulled away by cravings or the lethargy of a sugar crash. You have the freedom to direct your attention where you choose, not where your unstable blood chemistry dictates. The preparation of these grains is also a part of the practice. It should be simple, soaked overnight to improve digestion, then cooked gently with water or a plant-based milk. The intention is not to create a dessert. Adding mountains of sugar or artificial sweeteners defeats the entire purpose. Instead, we can add things that complement the nourishing quality. A pinch of cinnamon, perhaps, which also helps to regulate blood sugar. A touch of cardamom. These are spices that warm and support, they do not overwhelm. The meal becomes an act of gentle, intentional creation. It is an offering to yourself. You are not just consuming fuel, you are building the very ground on which you will stand for the next several hours. This act of creating a stable foundation is an act of deep respect for the tasks that lie ahead. You are communicating to your body. I will support you. I will give you what you need to function optimally. I will not send you on a roller coaster of highs and lows. This provides a deep sense of security, an inner calm that pervades the morning. This is the difference between eating consciously and eating reactively. Reactive eating seeks a quick fix, a jolt. Conscious eating seeks to build a resilient, enduring state of being. And so, the humble bowl of grains becomes more than just breakfast. It becomes a cornerstone of your practice of self-mastery. It is a choice for clarity over chaos, for sustained strength over fleeting pleasure. This sustaining foundation is the second pillar of a morning built with purpose. It allows your energy to be a steady flame, not a flickering candle susceptible to every passing wind. This is how you build a day from a place of solid, grounded power. Nature's sweetness. Once we have laid the foundation, we can add that which brings life, vitality, and what we might call nature's sweetness. This is not the processed concentrated sweetness of white sugar, which is a thief of energy. This is the sweetness of whole, seasonal fruits. Fruit is the offering of a plant. It is life force energy, hydration, and a complex array of vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients packaged in its most natural and beautiful form. Adding a small amount of seasonal fruit to your morning meal is not just about flavor. It is about aligning yourself with the cycles of nature and providing your body with intelligent, living information. A handful of berries, a few slices of a pear, or a stewed apple. These are not treats, they are components of a complete and harmonious meal. The key is seasonality. To eat a strawberry in the middle of winter, a fruit that had to be grown in an artificial environment and shipped thousands of miles, is to disconnect from our own environment. It carries an energy of displacement. But to eat an apple in the autumn, when the trees are heavy with them, is an act of harmony. You are participating in the natural rhythm of the land where you live. This food carries the energy of the season, the crispness of an autumn apple, the deep richness of summer berries. They provide us with the very things our bodies need at that specific time of year. This is the wisdom of nature, a wisdom far older and deeper than any dietary theory. By eating seasonally, we internalize this wisdom. We become more connected to the world around us. The sweetness from fruit is also different. It comes packaged with fiber, which slows its absorption into the bloodstream. It does not create the same sharp insulin spike as refined sugar. It is a gentle sweetness, one that the body understands how to process. It complements the sustaining foundation of the grains. The grains provide the steady, grounding energy, and the fruits provide the vibrant, uplifting, and hydrating energy. Together, they create a balance. It is a dance of earth and light. The mistake is often one of proportion. To eat a massive bowl of only fruit, especially very sweet tropical fruits, can also be destabilizing for some. The foundation of grains is what allows the sweetness to be integrated in a balanced way. It is a jewel, not the entire crown. Think of it as adding color and light to your morning. This simple act of slicing a piece of fruit and adding it to your bowl is an aesthetic experience. It is an appreciation of beauty. Food should not only nourish the body, it should also nourish the soul. The vibrant color of berries, the perfect form of a sliced apple. These things bring a sense of joy and gratitude. You are not just consuming calories, you are partaking in the bounty of nature. This cultivates a mindset of abundance and appreciation, which is a powerful way to begin the day. You are acknowledging the generosity of the earth. This practice reminds us that sweetness in life is not something to be feared or consumed addictively, but something to be enjoyed in its pure natural form, in moderation and with a grateful heart. It is the perfect, vibrant complement to our foundational meal. Inner strength. Now that we have the awakening liquid, the sustaining base, and the vibrant life force from fruit, we add a point of concentration, a small but potent source of deep inner strength. This comes in the form of nuts and seeds. They are, in essence, the very beginning of life. A seed contains all the potential, all the condensed energy required to grow a mighty tree or a resilient plant. When we consume them, we are borrowing from that immense, concentrated power. A small handful of almonds, walnuts, chia seeds, or flax seeds provides the body with healthy fats, protein, and a wealth of micronutrients. They are a crucial element for brain health, for hormone production, and for long-term satiety. They are the component that adds endurance and fortitude to the meal. The fats in nuts and seeds are essential. The brain itself is composed largely of fat. To deny it, these building blocks, is to hamper our ability for clear thought, for memory, for deep focus. Modern culture has often demonized fats, but this is a misunderstanding. It is the processed, artificial, and damaged fats that are harmful. The natural, whole fats from sources like these are fundamental to our well-being. They provide a very slow, very stable source of energy, even more so than the complex carbohydrates from grains. They ensure that your energy levels do not wane in the later part of the morning. They add a robustness, a resilience to your physical and mental state. They are the deep reserve of power you can draw upon. However, as with all potent things, the key is moderation and preparation. Nuts and seeds are very dense. A small amount is all that is required. To eat them in excess can be heavy and difficult for the digestive system. A small measured handful is a sign of wisdom. It is an understanding of dosage. Furthermore, soaking nuts and seeds overnight, just as with grains, can be incredibly beneficial. This process begins to break down certain anti-nutrients like phytic acid, awakening the seed and making its powerful nutrition more bioavailable to our bodies. A soaked almond is softer, gentler, and its life force is more readily accessed. Grinding seeds like flax or chia is also important, as their hard outer shells can prevent us from absorbing their potent inner oils. This is an act of unlocking potential. Just as we must train our minds to unlock their potential, we must prepare our food to unlock its nutritional potential. By adding these small, powerful elements to our morning meal, we are adding a layer of deep, lasting strength. We are supporting not just our immediate energy needs, but our long-term structural health. This is a commitment to building a strong and resilient vessel. It is an investment in your cognitive power, in your ability to withstand stress, and in your overall vitality. This element of inner strength completes the physical architecture of the meal, making it a truly comprehensive source of nourishment that supports all aspects of your being, providing you the fortitude to face the day with unwavering resolve and a calm, powerful center. Harmonious flow. The discussion of food is incomplete without understanding the process by which it is received. We can consume the most perfect, nourishing foods in the world, but if our digestive system is not functioning in a state of harmony, their benefits will be lost. The true value of a meal is not what you eat, but what you successfully assimilate. Therefore, cultivating a harmonious flow within the body is paramount. This begins, as we discussed, with the warm water, which gently awakens the digestive fire. But it continues with the choices we make for the meal itself. The foods should be easy to digest. This is why cooking the grains is so important. Raw grains are difficult for the human system to break down. Cooking is a form of pre-digestion. It does some of the work for the body, allowing it to absorb the nutrients with less effort. This principle of easy digestibility should guide all our morning choices. We should avoid foods that are excessively heavy, greasy, or complex first thing in the morning. A heavy fried meal requires an immense amount of energy to digest. It diverts blood flow and life force away from the brain and to the stomach for hours. This is why such a meal often leaves us feeling lethargic, sluggish, and dull. The purpose of the morning meal is to generate energy, not to consume it. We are trying to lift ourselves up, to create clarity and vitality. Therefore, the food must be cooperative. It must be a gentle offering that the body can easily welcome and utilize. Simple, whole foods are inherently more cooperative than complex, processed ones. Another key to harmonious flow is the temperature of the food. Just as we avoid ice-cold water, it is wise to avoid ice-cold food in the morning. A bowl of warm porridge is far more welcoming to the system than a cold smoothie filled with frozen fruit. For some whose digestive fire is very strong, this might be less of an issue. But for many, especially in cooler climates or seasons, starting the day with cold raw foods can dampen the digestive capacity. It is like asking a sleepy person to immediately run a race. Warmth, on the other hand, is nourishing and supportive. It assists the digestive organs, making their job easier. It keeps the internal energy flowing smoothly without constriction or shock. This creates a feeling of inner comfort and ease. This entire concept of harmonious flow is an extension of a larger principle, the principle of non-resistance. We are not fighting against our bodies. We are working with them. We are listening to their needs and responding with wisdom and care. This builds a relationship of trust between your conscious mind and your physical body. When the body is treated with this respect, it functions more efficiently and resiliently. The result is not just better digestion, but a deeper sense of well-being, of being comfortable and at peace within your own skin. By choosing foods and preparation methods that promote a harmonious flow, you are ensuring that the potent energy you are consuming is actually delivered to your cells, your mind, and your spirit, creating a day that flows with ease and clarity rather than struggle and resistance. Sacred ritual. Beyond the ingredients themselves, the true transformation of a meal comes from the consciousness with which it is consumed. We can have the most perfect assembly of foods, yet if we eat it while standing, scrolling through a phone, or worrying about the day ahead, we have lost almost all of its true value. The act of eating must be transformed from a mechanical process of refueling into a sacred ritual of nourishment. This has nothing to do with religion, it has to do with presence and gratitude. The first step is to create a space for the meal. This doesn't require an elaborate setup. It simply means sitting down at a table without distractions. The television is off, the phone is put away. For these 10 or 15 minutes, the world can wait. This single act of sitting down and removing distractions is a profound statement. It is a declaration that this act of nourishing yourself is important. It is worthy of your full, undivided attention. It is a moment of honor. Before you take the first bite, pause. Look at the food in your bowl. Contemplate where it came from. The grains grew in a field under the sun and rain. The fruit grew on a tree. The nuts and seeds held the potential for new life. So many elements, so much work from nature and from other human beings has culminated in this bowl. To feel a moment of gratitude for this is to connect yourself to the vast web of life. It elevates the meal from mere sustenance to a profound communion. It is no longer just oatmeal, it is a gift from the earth. Now, as you eat, do so with mindfulness. This means paying attention to the process. Chew your food thoroughly. Chewing is the first and most crucial step of digestion, yet it is one we almost always rush. Proper chewing not only breaks down the food physically, but also mixes it with enzymes in the saliva that begin the chemical process of digestion. By chewing slowly and deliberately, you make the work for the rest of your digestive system significantly easier. And beyond the mechanical aspect, it forces you to slow down, to truly taste the food, to experience the textures, the temperatures, the subtle flavors. You discover a richness in a simple meal that you never noticed when you were devouring it unconsciously. This practice of mindful eating is a training for the mind. If you can bring your full attention to the simple act of eating for 15 minutes, you strengthen your capacity to bring your full attention to all the other tasks of your day. It is a form of meditation. Your anchor is the sensation of eating. When the mind wanders, as it will, to the problems of the day or regrets of the past, you gently guide it back. Back to the feeling of the spoon in your hand, back to the taste in your mouth. This turns breakfast into a sanctuary, a quiet, peaceful island at the very start of your day. By making your meal a sacred ritual, you nourish not only your body with food, but you nourish your mind with presence and your spirit with gratitude. This is how a simple meal becomes a powerful practice of self-mastery. Essential clarity. In our quest for health and optimization, we often fall into a trap of complexity. We are bombarded with information about 1,000 different superfoods, supplements, and intricate dietary protocols. The result is often confusion, anxiety, and a feeling that we are never doing enough, that we are always missing some secret ingredient. But true wisdom, in nourishment as in life, is often found not in addition, but in subtraction. It is found in a return to simplicity. The most effective morning meal is not the one with 30 exotic ingredients, but the one that is built on a few simple, whole, and understandable components. The principle of essential clarity teaches us to strip away the non-essential to find power in what is fundamental. A simple meal of cooked grains, some seasonal fruit, and a few nuts or seeds is easy for the body to understand. When the body receives a meal made of 100 different processed ingredients, chemicals, and extracts, it is a chaotic signal. The system is overwhelmed trying to decipher what to do with it all. But when it receives a simple, natural meal, the signal is clear. The body knows exactly what to do. It recognizes the food. Digestion is efficient and assimilation is complete. This external simplicity fosters internal clarity. There is no confusion, no stress on the system. This biological clarity often translates into mental clarity. A mind that is not burdened by a complex and confusing digestive task is free to think more clearly, to focus more deeply. Furthermore, a simple, repeatable meal removes the burden of decision. One of the greatest drains on our mental energy is decision fatigue. Waking up and having to decide between dozens of breakfast options or trying to construct a complicated recipe uses up precious cognitive resources before the day has even truly begun. By establishing a simple, foundational morning meal, you eliminate this source of stress. You create a routine that is calming and grounding. You know what you will eat. You know how to prepare it. It becomes an automatic, peaceful ritual, freeing up your mental space for more important matters. The consistency itself is a source of strength and stability. This pursuit of essential clarity is a discipline. It requires the courage to reject the noise of the marketplace, which always tells you that you need more, something new, something better. It is an act of trust. Trust in the power of simple foods. Trust in the wisdom of your own body. Trust that you do not need to be a biochemist to nourish yourself properly. This approach simplifies not just your morning, but your life. It reduces shopping lists, it reduces time spent in the kitchen, and it reduces the mental clutter associated with complex diets. By focusing on the essential, you find that you have more than enough. You discover a profound sense of sufficiency and peace. The goal is not to eat a perfect diet, but to establish a sustainable, nourishing practice that brings clarity and ease to your body and your mind. This is the power of simplicity. Liquid life. We began with the importance of warm water, but the principle of hydration, of maintaining our liquid life, extends beyond that first glass. Our state of hydration is intimately linked to our state of mind. A dehydrated brain cannot function optimally. Even a small degree of dehydration can lead to fatigue, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and even a lower mood. We often mistake thirst for hunger or fatigue, reaching for food or a stimulant when all our body truly needs is water. Therefore, paying conscious attention to our liquid intake throughout the morning, and indeed the entire day, is a fundamental aspect of maintaining our energy and clarity. This is not about forcing down huge quantities of water at once, but about consistent, mindful sipping. After your morning meal, it is wise to wait a little while before drinking a large amount of liquid, as this can dilute the digestive juices. But once the process of digestion is well underway, returning to the practice of hydration is key. Keeping a glass or bottle of water nearby serves as a constant, gentle reminder. Many people find herbal infusions, or what some call tea, to be a supportive way to hydrate. Infusions of ginger, mint, or chamomile, for instance, can offer subtle therapeutic benefits while providing the body with needed fluid. Ginger can further support digestion and warmth. Mint can be gently uplifting. Chamomile can be calming. These are not potent drugs, but gentle allies, plant essences infused in water that can help guide our inner state. It is also important to understand that certain liquids are not true hydrators. Caffeinated beverages, while they have their own effects, are also diuretics, meaning they cause the body to lose water. Sugary juices and sodas place a metabolic burden on the body and do not truly quench its needs. The purest form of hydration, the most cooperative liquid for our cells, remains water. When we drink it consciously, we can think of it as liquid life, as a means of cleansing and renewal. It is the medium in which all of our body's vital processes occur. To be well hydrated is to be fluid, adaptable, and clear. To be dehydrated is to be stagnant, rigid, and dull. The practice then is one of awareness. Tune into your body. Do you feel a dull headache, a sense of lethargy, a dryness in your mouth? Before seeking any other solution, try drinking a glass of water slowly and mindfully. More often than not, you will find it is precisely what you were missing. This conscious attention to hydration throughout the morning ensures that the clarity and energy you have cultivated with your meal are sustained. It prevents the mid-morning slump. It keeps your mind sharp and your body functioning with ease. Honoring our need for this liquid life is one of the simplest yet most profoundly effective ways to support our overall well-being and maintain the harmonious state we have so carefully established at the start of our day.